Hi there. Welcome back to one of the only shows on the internet hosted by me, your old friend Micah Mabey. It's called A Minute Long. Today we're scrolling on Reddit's very own two-sentence-horror subreddit, where users share horror stories under 2 sentences. Vague disclaimer, if you don't like scary stuff, these aren't that bad, but maybe you won't like it. I tried to keep things tame. There's some stuff on that subreddit that is not great. I'm not necessarily a Reddit user by trade, but every now and then I like to scroll on some weird pages to find out what I find. So if you'd like, join me on this deep dive into the web. Story number 1. All my life, my parents have told me not to open the basement door, but I got curious and disobeyed them. What is that glowing ball in the sky? And why does it hurt my eyes? A bit of a joke about how the sun is bright, if you will. Sounds like they were holding this kid captive inside his own house. Pretty scary. Story number 2. Now, be careful. That line of rock salt is the only thing keeping them out, the man said, welcoming my group into his refuge. Sea salt, I clarified. Sea salt keeps us out. Second character feels a little pretentious there. Oh, sea salt. Yeah, we get it. Like, okay, so the first guy was wrong. Seems like he'd been doing well so far, and then you had to correct him? Maybe rock salt was the thing that kept some people out, and not sea salt. Maybe you're the problem. Story number 3. Tinder is completely useless, and I don't have a single match. If I don't find another way to start a campfire tonight, I'll freeze to death. A bit of a comment on pop culture, if you will. Popular culture. Tinder, perchance, is a popular culture. I don't know how you feel about Tinder as an app, a site, a social meeting place for meeting people that you wouldn't otherwise meet, but it is pretty popular in the culture. Story number 4. For my last wish, I wished my dad to be alive again. I stood atop his grave and smiled, imagining him screaming and clawing at his coffin lid as he did the 2 previous times I wished him back. Little joke there about the dead. You heard of the dead? Story number 5. It's been almost a decade since I last saw my mother, and she still reminds me every day that if I misbehave again, she'll take my hearing too. Little thing there about mom blinded child. Story number 6. Bullets flew through the mall, ripping clothes to shreds. In the chaos, no one noticed the mannequins bleeding. Little Doctor Who-ass sounding storyline there. Not to out myself as someone that knows too much about Doctor Who. Haven't watched the show much in about 10 years. Still sounding like Doctor Who to me, though. Story number 7. I used to hate the sound of crickets outside the lonely farmhouse. Now, every time they go silent, I know that this thing is passing by, and I pray for them to chirp again. A bit of a vague story for me. I want to iterate for the first time, not reiterate, just to iterate. I just pulled some stories up and said I'm going to read these and then say them out loud and see how I feel. So not all of them are going to be bangers. I just figured, I should button this. Oh no, I had a whole costume planned. I should button this. I figured I looked like I could be a horror villain today. So I have the overalls and the weird button-up shirt and a little bit of black makeup on. That made me be like, ooh, it's time to scare the viewers. Not all of these are going to be bangers, and I can't necessarily breathe and swallow right while this is buttoned up. So this is what I do for you. These are the sacrifices I make for my audience, for my art, and for my videos. I make it so that my breath is a little strange. So you don't get to say I'm not doing enough. Okay? Okay. Story number 8. It seems you have discovered an entirely new type of termite, the doctor says, turning around the x-rays. This also explains the aching you've been feeling in your bones. Now, did I read that all correct off the page on the site in the moment? No, I didn't. Did I miss a couple of words, maybe a whole phrase? Sure, but was the voice I put on for the doctor nearly acceptable? Okay, maybe. So you don't get to judge me, okay? I'm out here trying my best. Also love a weird sounding doctor. We make mistakes, okay? Next. Story number 9. The tests are negative. You are not pregnant, the doctor said. I have no idea what that thing in your body is. To me, immediately I go to Alien. Only seen the first Alien, never Aliens. The second Alien with an S at the end. But I go to the first Alien. Hope that helps. And now we have the final story of our night. The final story of our video. I didn't really put these in an order, but I thought 10 would be a pretty good way to go. So here we go, story number 10. I kept reminding the little boy that he was going to meet SpongeBob. He eventually stopped crying and even helped me tie the bricks to his feet. Little joke there about drowning to the bottom of the ocean where a pineapple lives under the sea. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like a little bit of horror, if you like a little bit of this setup, if you like me in general, hey, stick around. I'm sure to freak you out a little bit more, not necessarily with horror stuff, just with who I am as a person. As always, I've been Micah Mabey, and you've been a camera. I gotta wash the makeup off my face. I gotta get a new stool. This thing's so creaky. Can you hear that? That's crazy.